So AI, it's an incredible invention when used responsibly. But the ability to take anyone's likeness and animate it to the point it looks and sounds so real threatens to infringe on privacy, validity, and so much more. Here to share his take on the federal No Fakes Act is our own Attorney General, Alan Wilson. Glad to have you back.
It's great to be with you. Thank you.
So I want to make a distinction as we get started with our conversation. The No Fakes Act, this is a federal act, and this is kind of in place to protect Hollywood. So maybe you could explain to our audience what it sets out to achieve.
Well, the way I explain it to people is if you think about artificial intelligence as a technology, AI is today in 2025, it is what the internet was to us in 1995. It is a brand new, innovative technology that is evolving day by day, week by week, and it's going to bring so many wonderful things to the world, but with the good come the bad. And unfortunately, like in the 1990s, when the internet was exploding onto the scene, the laws had to catch up to the internet, because when the laws were written, they didn't contemplate the differences that the internet would create. And the same was true with AI. So last year I led a 54-state letter of attorneys general from states and territories in the District of Columbia to Congress, as well as to my own state legislature, saying we need to address this gap in technology and the law, and we need to catch it up when it comes to child exploitation. It was universally bipartisan. This is an issue that is a unifying issue. This is one that we can all get behind. And we currently have some bills in the legislature right now that will make it easier for us to protect your children here in South Carolina.
And I want to talk about that. So we've seen a lot of celebrities getting ripped off, that their likeness, their voice is being used to sell a product that they have absolutely no endorsement agreement with, but that same technology is being applied and is threatening the safety of youngsters right here in South Carolina to the tune of child pornography. So it's enough to make you sick to your stomach. How is that being utilized here in South Carolina?
We've all seen a movie where the actor being portrayed on the screen is deceased, but you see them up there acting after they've died,
That's
right? They're reusing their image. And that's the same type of technology we're talking about here, indistinguishable from the original actor is the AI actor. What you're seeing is we go after child predators. Everyone knows that it is illegal. It is exploitation of a child for you to take a photo or a video of a child engaging in an inappropriate conduct, like sexual nature. That is illegal. But what if the bad guys are out there and they're seeing the technology evolve and they're seeing potential gaps in the law that they want to exploit? They can take innocent photos of children from online, and they can use AI software to replicate those photos and show those children engaging in sexual acts. Even worse is they can take a compilation of dozens or if not hundreds of photos of children, create a child out of thin air, a child that does not even exist but is indistinguishable from a real child, and then show that child, fake child, engage in a sex act, and then use that to upload the child porn sites, the sites that where people are, that's feeding the market for child porn. And so we are taking a very aggressive position on this. While we believe that we can continue to prosecute those people, we don't want to leave any room for discussion in front of a court. So we want to close what the bad guys see as a loophole, and there's that bill in the House right now that could basically close that loophole, and that's what we're going to be working on.
And there are some instances where someone who is engaging in creating child pornography, using an image of a completely animated fake person. So if someone were to say, yes, but I'm creating art, this is actually not any one particular person.
Well, first off, you said animated. When I say it's not even animated, it looks like an actual child, and you can't tell the difference. People who say it's my First Amendment right to be able to create what I perceive as art or perceive it, and I'm not hurting anybody, this person doesn't exist. Well, there's a couple of things. First off, child predators do not have the right to create content that feeds the child pornography market and then upload it to drive real child abuse to those types of websites. Secondly, there's no such thing as an absolute First Amendment right. I'm a staunch defender of people's First Amendment rights, but we also have laws on the book that restrict things that you can do with your First Amendment. You can't commit libel or slander against people. You know, the government even places reasonable restrictions on time, manner, and location of protest, right? Getting a permit to do something. So we have, as a society, recognize there's an appropriate way to voice your First Amendment rights. Creating child porn, fake child porn that is indistinguishable from real child porn, we call it child sex abuse material, or CSAM. creating that is not an absolute, you don't have an absolute right to do that, and we want to head it off and stop people from feeding the demand in the market for that type of abuse.
And what's horrible about this is that once it's landed on the internet, it's there forever.
It's there forever. And the kind of people who are creating this, remember, these are the kind of people who are probably engaging in the real thing.
That's right.
And are probably continuing to engage in the real thing, but they're trying to find a way to evade detection and capture.
What is a charge, what is a sentence for someone who is found to have committed child pornography? Either distribution or receiving it?
Well, it depends. Obviously, for manufacture, distribution, and possession, it could be anywhere from 0 to 10 to 0 to 30 years. It just depends on what you're doing.
I see.
But again, we're
registering as a sex offender.
Yeah, sex offender registry, things like that. That's all on the table for this law, and that's just an additional resource for us, the state, to use to go after these types of people.
Okay, we do need to take a break, but when we come back, the FBI just debriefed you on a very disturbing trend that's actually happening right here in South Carolina, as well as other states in the country. But we want to talk about how it's affecting our own backyard. We'll do that in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.